So yeah, here I am again. I just chilling because I'm just taking a break from. I'm writing my book. I mentioned a little while ago that I was going to do my autobiography because it's a hell of a story, and I survived it, and that's the amazing thing. But what I'm finding is the things that that really made a difference in my life at a point in time when I didn't know they would make a difference in my life. As I start, writing the book, and it's going to be very interesting. Sometimes funny, sometimes not so funny. Book on the story of my life, and I didn't realize, we all have our journeys. My journey has been filled with, and overflowed with incidents and occurrences and teaching lessons and non-teaching lessons. But I'm enjoying writing it. It's helping me take away a lot of the dead time that I used to have. And when we have dead time, we go in here. And for me, that's one of the worst places I can go, especially without meds. Anyway, so yeah, I've got my chapter 1 and chapter 2 are finished, finalized, and I start my book off in a strange way. It's not new. It's how a lot of people do their things. And then my chapter. Just to say that chapter 1 is called The End, and chapter 2 is called The Beginning, and then we go on from there. But and some names will be real, and some names my friends have asked me not to use their real names, and some things will be not told. There's just something in my life that I can't put in a book, but maybe I'll try and figure out a way to, put a little bit of it in there, but without anybody really being able to figure out exactly what happened at those times. I'm going to spend some time on letting you know about me growing up. I'm going to spend some time on where my addiction roughly, I feel, started, and then going to go through some times of living in addiction and how it affects us and our lives and what we do and how we choose. I don't want to spend a lot of time in there, although I could put out so many things that are today I can laugh about, but they weren't funny then. But I'll throw some in there. But I want to concentrate more on the end of the book where we get into the recovery end of things and the struggles of recovery and the relapses and how it works. And I'm hoping that this book will. I'm hoping that the people that read it can learn from it, and I'm hoping the people that can read it will pass it on to people that may need to read it. It'll be inspirational. It'll be exciting. It'll be kind of like a textbook too, because I'm trying to let you know that here's where these choices are, and here's what we really got to think about, and here's how we got to think about it, and here's why we think the way we do when we do what we do, and that's going to be from an addict's point of view. And then we're going to get into how I ended up where I am, right? How did I go from where I was to where I went to where I am today? And I'm smiling, and I'm enjoying life, not quite to the fullest, because in addiction we do a lot of fucked up, stupid things, and I did one majorly fucked up, stupid thing, and that was I didn't concentrate on how to be a good father. And that cost me dearly. And it still cost me. And they say when you go into recovery, you can't expect everything to come back to you in life. And I know that. I worked in an addiction treatment center. I told people this stuff. And I reminded them of this stuff. And when you relapse, if you do it, you're going to do things that you're going to be sorry for. And I had to test it out, I guess. I don't know. I really didn't know anything was wrong. I really didn't know that the relationship with the one person I loved the most was being deteriorated, I was blowing it up. I was self-sabotaging it. And, I had to do things that made me look like I meant it, like the abandonment issues. I didn't mean to abandon. I had to, I didn't mean to not come back. I couldn't. I didn't mean to be that arrogant, narcissistic fucking cunt that I became, because I didn't know. It wasn't, drugs just changes who you are. It brings the beast of a human being, the beast, out in you, but you can cover it up pretty good, because I pushed away the most precious thing I ever had in my life. And I don't care. I got to say this. I had a daughter, and we were special. I mean, I was talking to her in the womb. She knew my voice when she came out of that womb. And nobody was taking her away, man. They said, we're going to take her. I said, you ain't taking that baby anywhere. That baby's mine, and it's staying right here. And I love that baby. I made the belly button, and I was just right there, man. It was a huge, huge change in my life. And to see a baby born, well, I'll explain in the book how that happened, because at first I thought, holy fuck, man, I just gave birth to the ugliest baby in the fucking world. But to see what happens after that is, it's bonding to see your child form right in front of you. And from that day forward, I seriously, I didn't know how to be a dad, but I was being one fuck of a good dad, okay? Sure, I did some crazy things with my kid at an early age, like too young to go sledding and sled her down on a super sledder and scrape the blood all or the skin all off the side of her face. But she got up and went back on, Sure, I did crazy things with her. What can I say? But I did some great things with her. Fantastic things with her. And I know she loved me. But the drugs and the behaviors, none of that mattered, because when I did the final, abandon, whatever it is she felt. I don't know what she felt, because we've never discussed it. I never had that opportunity. I had an opportunity once, but it didn't work out. And, sometimes things don't. Maybe it wasn't supposed to work out that way, because maybe, who knows? But anyway, I'm never giving up. I still think one day we may be able to talk and give a hug and I guess and love one another again like we did before we parted ways. It's been a long time. I've lost a lot of her life, but I feel was with her long enough to give her some of the values and characters that I had that were positive, because she's a strong, hardworking, lovable person. The bad thing is she's got the stubbornness and the anger that I could carry, and I did carry, and today I try not to carry. And they say if there's anything in your life you can change, if there's one thing you can go back and change, that's the only thing I'd really want to change. I don't give a shit about the beatings. I don't give a shit about being shot. I don't give a shit about being stabbed. I don't give a shit about being homeless. The one thing I'd really like to change is to figure out what I could have done to stop my baby, little Casey baby, my angel, from hating me so much, from despising who I am. Because truly, I know who I became. I was never evil to her. I don't believe I was. I was just not, at that point in time, the best father she could have. And I love her dearly. And I miss her. I'm not letting her hold my happiness hostage, but I just wish we could be together. Because Casey, baby, you are the most important thing that ever came into my life. If not for you, I wouldn't be sitting here talking right now. Because you were the one that motivated me. Because I never gave up, and I know we will one day hug and kiss. So that's what never give up is. That's the drive it gives me. I love you, little girl, so much.